Hi everyone. So this lesson is going to be on circles. Okay. Other videos have covered squares, rectangles, triangles, all that stuff. Circles are different in a few ways. With all the other shapes we've talked about, they've had straight lines. Circles are round, right? So there's nothing straight about them. All right. But to understand circles, there's some vocabulary that we need to know. Okay. So I'll draw a circle here. Okay. Now, a circle from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle, and it's called the diameter. The diameter, okay? Now, so let's say from here to here is 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters is my diameter, okay? Now, let's say I want to split this in half. Half of 10 is 5, right? So that means from this point over, this is 5. So half of the diameter is what we call the radius. So if my diameter is 12, my radius has to be 6 because 6 is half of 12. Okay? Or let's say they give me the radius. The radius is 4. I know double 4 is going to be 8, right? This is 4, and this will be 4. So together it's 8. So from one end to the other end, it's called the diameter. And from the center, or half of the diameter, is called the radius. Okay? These words right here. As we move forward, these are words we have to understand. Okay? Radius is half of the diameter. Okay? All right. So previously we talked about circles in a sense. I mean, we talked about other shapes such as, squares, rectangles, and all that with area and perimeter. Okay? Now, circles have their own area. All right? And there's a formula for that. All right? The area of a circle, the formula is area equals pi, that little symbol, times the radius to the second power. Okay? Now, pi, this symbol, is always the same number. Pi stands for 3.14. Okay? Pi is 3.14. So on your calculator, make sure you put pi, you type out 3.14. Okay? So the area equals 3.14 times the radius to the second power. So let's do an example of this. Let's say I have a circle. Right? And they give me the radius. Say the radius is 4. All right. Now just for fun here, what would be my diameter for this circle? Well, if my radius is 4, then this has to be 4 as well. When you combine them, it's 8. So my diameter would be 8. But we don't need to know that for this question because we need to find the area of the circle, and we only need the radius to find that. So I'm going to plug in the numbers that I know for this formula. So I have area A equals 3.14 times 4 to the second power. First thing I want to do first, I want to do 4 to the second power. Now be careful. 4 to the second power means 4 times 4. It does not mean 4 times 2. So I'm going to do A equals 3.14. Then 4 times 4 is 16. So the last step I have is to do 3.14 times 16. And my answer is 50.24. So A equals 50.24. That's my area. Okay? Just like with all the other geometry shapes, right? We just figure out what the shape is and plug it into the right formula. And you'll get all these formulas on your sheet, on your test. Okay? So you don't have to memorize them. So let's move on to another aspect of circles that is very important. Okay? Okay. So, remember we talked about perimeter of two-dimensional shapes as being the outside of a figure, right? For circles, it's a little different. It's called the circumference. Okay? Circumference of the circle is essentially the perimeter of the circle. Okay? So, let's say we have a circle. All right. And the radius, let's do this. Let's say that my diameter is 10. Okay? Now, the equation or the formula for circumference of a circle is it's circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. It's pretty simple. So we have 2 times pi, which is what? 3.14 times my radius. Now, is 10 my radius? That is no. 10 is my diameter. Remember, radius is half of the diameter. So what is half of 10? It is 5. Okay? So I'm going to plug those numbers into this formula. So I have C equals 2 times 3.14 times 5. I can just do that on my calculator. My answer is 31.4. So circumference of the circle is 31.4. Remember, circumference is just the outside, so I'm measuring literally the outside of the circle. Okay? Those are the basic two things for circles: circumference of a circle and area of a circle. And in future videos, I'll go more into depth on some more difficult problems in regards to these. But this is a good stepping stone for you guys. Okay? Thank you.